Good morning. So as I stated, I won't put too much suspense on it. Danny and I have been working hard the last week or two along with our father-in-law. So DanikinAquatics.com is officially live at the moment. We are not selling anything yet. We're finishing up our getting the inventory and all of that on there. So DanikinAquatics.com is official now. So that is one place where everybody will be able to go to grab anything Danikin that you wish to have. So we'll be selling our caves there. We'll be selling t-shirts there. We will be selling, obviously, fish and shrimp. Mostly Plecos is what we'll be selling from here forward. We've gotten rid of all of our live bearing lines. Just had to make some painful decisions. I will give you guys a walk through, show you where we're at the moment. And then I've also got to get 40 fish bagged because I am taking a batch to one of my local fish stores just to make room. The longfin albinos have bred again upstairs. So we have a ton of albino longfin babies, more so than I think I'll even sell at the swap. So that is why I'm going to go ahead and cut some of them loose with the fish store today, just to make room. So I will be working on that as well while I'm talking to you all this morning. I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone. I told you all we would do pop-ups occasionally. So that is what I will be doing. I'm going to say hellos here in a sec. I just want to get water going in this. I've got to take, I always like to make sure it's at least a quarter of the way. That should do it. So let me say hellos real quick and then I will get to bagging because I want to make sure I have this done as well. So who do we have in here this morning? House of Pisces was the first in. Welcome. Miss Carol Cox, how are you, sister? Good to see you. Victor C, hello. Night Owl Aquatics, how you doing, brother? 3G, always good to see you, Greg. Miss Kimberly Holtz, hope you and Roland are doing well. Hope my buddy Roland had his knee surgery finally, so y'all better look out at the next fish event he's at. He'll be running circles around us now. And then we got Carol Breswald here. Good to see you. Dave O, always a pleasure. Vinowski, good to see you. So Danny and I are very excited. I kind of got on her. I think we should have held off on blowing out all of our live bearers until after the website was done, because I think we probably would have sold a good portion of them on the website. But same token, it now gives us more space, less work. Overall, I think at the end it's going to be a good thing. Like I said, we did have, and I'll take you through a walkthrough and show you guys where we're at now. This weekend, we are going to be getting a lot more done. She's going to be doing the sealing of the cement in there, and then we are going to repaint that room. And then our goal is to have the window people out here in the next week or two, and we're going to have them start on those 3 back rooms, get those windows replaced with nice, beautiful, brand new vinyl windows, which should help with the heating. Literally in the winter here, guys, you can put your hand in front of those windows and there's a steady breeze coming through. So I think that's a lot of what's been causing a good portion of my issues with the heating. Our electric bill last month was $980. So we have got to get this electric under control. And that takes a lot of fun out of the fish keeping side, because I can never, get enough fish sold to compensate for that amount of electric bill. So I did eliminate another, I think we've got a total of maybe just under 50. I think we're down under 50 now. So we will, it's definitely going to be a more manageable fish house. I can pretty much do that in a weekend if I wanted to. So 50 tanks is nothing. That's going to be a piece of cake. So then once we're done back there, we'll be able to get those rooms put back together. And then we're going to start on the big boy room. and that's where everything's going to get moved into this room that I am currently in, which, by the way, is a complete mess right now because it's turned into a storage slash Kenny's office slash whatever, so we could actually make room for everything we're doing back there. But it's coming together. I am excited. Danny and I have been working towards this goal for a while. We're actually starting to get things done, which is nice. We do plan, when we put it back together, everything's going to be a lot nicer put together. Our goal is to have our fish house ready for Fishtoberfest this year. So if we wanted to have a Fishtoberfest party, we could, and that is the plan, where we will have folks over to view the Daniken house during Fishtoberfest. So should be a good deal. Rob 93, I feel like I'm seeing a ghost. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Skipper, hello. Land to Land, Lake to Land Aquatics, welcome. I haven't seen you in ever, Rob. It's good to see you. Steve, how you doing? Oh, Hogda Aquatics, good to see you. So that is the plan, guys. What I'll do is I'll show you what we've got. We've gotten quite a bit done. I did do a video, but even then we weren't as far along. So I will show you guys what is up. So this is the remnants of the rack room, people. If this doesn't make you realize how many fish species there are now no longer in this house. That tank that was sitting there with my exodons in went to my son-in-law. He was fixated with them. And with Danny and I deciding we were downsizing, that one hurt a lot to me. I loved my exodons. But I still can go visit them at my son-in-law's house. Any chance or opportunity you have to bring somebody new into the hobby, then I got to do it. But as of this week, this is one of the projects we are going to be putting a kind of like a polythermal type flooring down. It's going to just be something that we will not care if it gets wet, if it gets a little moisture on it, no big deal. And then our plan is, after we're done and we're moving out of this house, I'm going to lay carpet or some nice flooring when we're done. So that way I don't have to sit and sweat putting brand new floors like this down. And then what happened is, this we never wish we would have. We might actually pull this up, safe keep it somewhere to keep it nice, and then put the same stuff we're going to be putting on this floor throughout the whole basement. But we're going to redo all these walls. That window's getting replaced with vinyl. We're going to redo all the trim in vinyl as well, because if you own a fish house, one thing you've learned, I don't know if you guys can see or hear that, but this is one of the issues when you have a lot of tanks in your house. You get this weather dry rot or whatever on the wood. So rather than continue to have wood here, I'm going to replace this with some vinyl. So that way I don't have to worry about it weather rotting and doing the thing. But it's going to be nice to get rid of these old aluminum windows. And then same thing over here. What we're going to be doing in here is the same thing. We got to redo all these walls. Same thing, vinyl window here. We're going to replace all the wood with vinyl as well. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then this room is going to get re-broken down once again. And all of these tanks will go into the room I just came out of. And then we're going to get this all refinished. And this one is going to be still a fish room. But this will be the next phase. And what's going to happen here, and I'll show you, is once all these are cleared out, we get this room completed, dialed in the way we want it. And part of that process is we are painting. We are still going to have the cinder block stands, but we're actually going to paint them nice black, so it looks pleasing when you're looking at it. And then we do plan on that upper part for all these rooms is where we're going to put framed and most likely all of our Fish Fam stickers we've collected over the years. And then some of Sam Scale's fish art. We got all kinds of cool stuff we're going to be putting up. That's going to be cool. Now this room is one of the rooms that I can't wait. We're going to get all these out. They're going to be in the place that I stream from in the other room out there. All these tanks will be on their own stands. Of course, they won't be on floors anymore. Those 2 tanks in the back we are keeping. We haven't decided where those 2 are going to end up yet. But these 3 big tanks will be out there on the stand. And then I've got one other 135 that's out in the garage that I will be bringing down to put on those stands. That tank will be gone. And those guys will be in a bigger tank. Those guys are going to be in a bigger tank. And I don't know if I'm going to keep these 2 tanks. I might actually end up selling those 2 tanks. I don't know yet. We do have the need for larger grow outs like that for our Pleco operation. And that way I could have a warm water tank of grow outs and a cold water tank of grow outs. But anyway, that far back room, what our intentions to do, all of this in here with the exception of that, and these guys, all this setup along with some additional, because I do have, I think, 5 tanks out in the garage that need to come in yet, but all of this is going to be moved into that other room in the back there, which then opens this up for Danny to have her rocks back, and then we can put the tables back in here, and she can start, because we are now going live with the website, she's going to start getting really on making sure we get a plenty of caves made, so we'll always have the caves available for folks that want them. And then my next goal this week is I got to get a couple of quotes from some folks. I'm going to start out with Daniken merch, just probably t-shirts. So we will get the t-shirts going again, and you'll be able to buy them direct from us versus going through Teespring. It will be fun. Now this tank, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep yet. We might end up selling this tank as well. Which, that one I have a problem with. I like this tank. I always thought it would make a amazing shrimp tank. But we'll see what happens. Right now it's got a couple of our Signatus, or excuse me, Simless jellyfish in it. So, these were ones I missed when we took it to the pet store the last time because we got rid of all of our Shelly lines. So I've got about 10 of them or so in here, some of the babies and whatnot that got into shells and I couldn't get them in time. I might end up keeping these guys because I don't know if I 100% can totally get rid of Shellyfish. Now I wish we would have just thought of that before now because I had a good little colony of them going in here. Then the 55 below I will use for another grow out. There are some of the albino bristlenose in there. I might try to take some of these with me today just to eliminate this tank. And then I've got a couple of extremely old Gymnogeophagus females in there. And then I have one Dowler sunfish in there. So that is the plans, guys. That is what's going on. And this room is a mess, but I'll show you the stand real quick. These are the stands we're going to be putting those 135s on. I've got 2 of them, so it's going to be dual 135s. Then this will be the 180. Down below, I'm thinking I might put a couple more, either 40s or something smaller. That will be getting cleaned out at the next swap. I'm going to take all these shrimp to the next swap so I can break that down. And then Drogonetta is actually going to get a tank upgrade as well. So she will finally be in a big tank. The 300 is doing very well at the moment. Everybody in here's, with the exception of the Oscar, she's been, has herself some kind of tumor. That's the Oscar we saved that time from that bad situation where a guy had lost his place out there in Tigard. And they had the electricity turned off, and I got a call, emergency call, to go over and start saving some fish. So she was one of them. And then I have a couple of common plecos that were part of that saving as well. But this tank's doing well. I am going to be bringing some of the inhabitants from upstairs down in here. Like my ginormous Leporanus is going to end up in here. Then I think the 2... Severums we have up, those Lipifers we have upstairs are going to, Heros Lipifers are going to end up in this tank. And then I'm thinking I might put my little Jag in this tank as well. But the two rock kill Sebrums that are in here are going to be getting their own tank because they breed quite often. And we do actually have some of their fry that are down in this tank still. So that's going to be different. I think before I'm done, though, I would like to drain this and maybe get some cinder blocks just to get it up just a tad higher because I hate it being right on the ground. So then this, I don't know if we'll keep this 55 here. I might try to make it so we have use of the fireplace, which would be nice. So that's what we got going on, guys. That is the plans of the Danikins. All right. Sunfish for Fish, welcome. Odell, hello. Big Easy Support Group, hello. So anyway, guys, I should start getting these fish back because I got to be out of here about the time that we end the stream. And I do apologize. I set it up on the phone because I knew I was going to be mobile today. I know you all hate this format, but unfortunately, it's what I had to do. So we might as well start catching some of these longfin albinos, and then I also got to catch some regulars. This is always fun, but I'm pretty good at catching these things, so it doesn't usually mess me up too bad. The key is making sure I've got long fins and not regular fins, which my old eye sometimes has trouble with that. Like that is a regular fin, I believe. But you are definitely longer. All right. What I find when I'm doing this, it's easier just to grab the piece of wood they're on and dump. And they all fall in. That is two more. Okay. What I'll do is 10 per bag just to make sure. Oh, God bless it. That one got away. I'm only putting 10 per bag, so that way they're able to get without having to worry about them choking to death before I get to the fish store. I'm probably overdoing it because I could easily fit 20 in this bag, but I'd rather spend the extra money on one extra bag and make sure that the little guys are happy. And there you go. You thought you were going to be slick, didn't you, boy? And just like that, we are up to 4 of them in there. It's going to put a pretty good dent in these, but I'm not worried because I have a tank upstairs with even more of them in there. And then we have 2 fresh batches of the long fins as well. So before the next swap comes around, I've got this one coming up in about 2 weeks. I should have more than enough for that. Okay, 5. The infant mess, I showed a little bit about what we're doing with the back rooms back there, House of Pisces. And then I did announce that we have officially turned on DanikinAquatics.com. So our website is going to be up and fully operational. We will be putting, right now it just says be patient with us because we're building, but I anticipate we'll have that live at the very latest by January or February 1st. Might even have some product on there by the end of the week. But I'm not too concerned because I don't really like to ship this time of year anyway. Now we will be like everybody else. In order to get a live fish guarantee from us, you would have to do overnight shipping, which that's just to protect the fish. We still will ship for you if you wish through the mail, but we just can't guarantee live arrival if we do it that way. Danny and I have tried doing that several times, and there's just no way, with the way that the post office can be at times, that we can give you a live fish guarantee if we use the post office. I do a pretty good job, and I will say that I make it so you have a pretty good shot. You'll see your fish alive, but the post office does do a lot of goofy things, so it makes it kind of tough for me to be able to offer a live guarantee because of what they do. But if you do the overnight shipping, then there would be 100% guarantee. All right, there's the first one. We got us a bag full of buttes. Aren't the purties? We got ourselves some beautiful longfin albinos. So I'll get them bagged up, and then we'll start on another bag of these. Then we'll get a bag, 2 bags of the albino longfins, and then we shall be good. Then I'll be done with that project. Well, that don't sound like any fun. Never fun. We had that during COVID where all of our grocery store shelves were empty. Everybody freaked out and thought the world was ending and went and bought up everything they possibly could out of the store because everybody was scared to go out in public. And then to find out it was just a big hoax to begin with is kind of disappointing, but what do you do? We do have a fresh batch of Super Reds too that were just born. It'll be good to get most of these bigger guys out of here between the swap and a couple other things where I can start getting all these little babies that I don't like them staying in the Super Red tank because I do have one male in there that does get ornery with the babies, and I'm pretty sure he does eat a few of them, so I want to make sure to get them out of there and into this tank. But at the same time, I got to make sure all the bigger ones that are in this tank are gone before I do so, which we have a lot of them. Now, I did show you guys that video last week of our leopard frog eggs. Unfortunately, none of them seemed to make it. We're not quite sure what happened there. I don't know if they were just bad, but they had tails when we found them, so they were alive when we put them in that tank. Now I'm wondering if we would have been better off just leaving them in the tank that they were in. Sometimes when you try to be a good guy and help the fish out, and sometimes they paid a price for it because they might have been better served just staying where they were at. But we at least tried. And we aren't hurting for leopard frogs, that's for sure. I've already got 15 or 20 of their fry in there. And then I got a bunch of king tigers. I got a bunch of RB lines. I think I got one of I found that one super white in here. We haven't had any more super whites lately, but they have been getting pretty frisky of late, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see some super whites again soon, it looks like. All right, there's one bag down, 3 more to go. And I don't worry about double bagging when I'm going to a pet store, because all they're gonna do is throw it in there to float for a minute or two anyway, so. And I don't worry about a leak from, I got about maybe a 20-minute drive to get to where I'm heading. These are heading for K's Pets over on Division. They're one of my favorite pet stores local here. Always have treated me and Danny with respect, and every time I've needed something, they've helped me out, so we don't mind. When we have a surplus of a certain type, go ahead and hooking them up. That's pretty much them in World of Wet Pets and All Things Aquariums, who I do most of my business with. I used to do business with the Wet Spot, but then we all know how that went down. I don't do business with them anymore. So they don't get any of my fish, and I don't really buy anything from them either. So it's a mutual agreement that we don't like each other. I shouldn't say as a whole I don't like them. We love Marcy, that is the actual owner of the Wet Spot, but unfortunately we don't care for her husband. All right. But we can't say anything bad about them as a company as far as the quality of their fish. It is there. It is all simply personal issues that we have. So let me state that. Their quality of fish is still there. God, I got more of these in this tank than I thought I had. I mean, I've already got 15 of these little guys out of here, and I still see a ton of them. That's all right, though. Like I said, I've got a swap coming up. I'll get rid of a bunch there. Then we will be going live with the website probably in the next month, so most likely we'll move a few there. And Danny have now got our line of long fins. We're getting about 70%. Some brews we get up to 80% long fin, which is unheard of, which we're pretty excited about that. A little trade secret when you're selling to fish stores, always throw in a onesie, an extra one in each bag, so that way if one perishes or something happens, they always like if you give them an extra one. So I always try to do that. All right, so we're done with the albinos, that are the long fins. And that's actually got more water than I usually like to go with. When bagging, guys, if you're not used to bagging fish, my rule of thumb is I always like to have about a quarter of the bag is all. If you're doing one fish per bag, like I do when I'm shipping, I even get down to where it's like an eighth of the bag has got water in it. For those long journey trips, I like to make sure that there's more air than What's going on, Nathan? I see you changed your channel name. That's good. Big Steve, hello. Lumpy Dog, what is going on? Lumpy Dog, we officially have gone live. DanikenAquatics.com is now live. That's what the big news was. And we did a little update on what the fish room's looking like. We're getting close to getting everything done. The last step is to have the window people come out now. We'll get the windows done, and then we will finish up the resetting up and setting everything to our liking. The other thing we're going to do is this actual stand that these 40s are sitting on at the moment is going to actually get painted as well. We want to paint it black. And then we're going to give the floors in here a good scrub and get the trim board up in this room. And then get some of the more of the fish art and whatnot hung up. And then we'll be getting this room done soon too. So it's all kind of moving quick now that we got the tanks gone. Now it's just a matter of getting everything else dialed in. All right. That should be good. Yeah, I bet you we have super white babies in the next week or so from what I'm seeing. I see one. I see two. I've got 3 pairs paired up in, looks like there's 3 different caves with pairs in them. So my guess is we should start seeing some more super whites in the next month or so. That would be nice. And I don't know what's going on, man. These babies that they're producing are coming out super, super white, which is awesome. And I did notice one of my RV lines spit out a very pretty super white as well. I will most likely sell that as a super white. That's the nice thing about the RV line. If you don't have the budget for super whites per se, you can always get the RV line, and they do occasionally spit a super white or a super yellow. So it's kind of a neat line. My wife and I enjoy having that line. Plus, I think they're just a little different looking than the super whites. They have a little better, I don't know, the pattern on them's different. I'm probably more of a guy that likes those stripes more so than the whites. So the super whites are pretty, but I do like the fish when they have more of the stripes. All right, we're going to take a batch of these guys in. I might as well clean out the albino regulars that I have in here first. Although I should get them out of that 55 in there, because that's another tank we're going to be breaking down. Put one more just to be safe. All right. I see you, you little stink. Come on. In you go. Let's go. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that it's been a while since I've had an event or sold any fish. So unfortunately, I had these guys breed in here. And I think what happened was one of my albino regulars got a hold of one of my super reds, so we had a bunch of uglies in here. Well, they're not uglies, it's just that we did end up with some regular bristlenose black, because those two lines mixed. And believe it or not, that is the first regular bristlenose that Danny and I have ever had in our life in this fish house. We've never owned just regular bristlenose. So I might just keep one of those just because and put it in one of my show tanks just because we've never had them in here. Always have had the albinos. Now the key I need to be really paying attention to is making sure I'm getting because I do have some breeding sizes in this tank at the moment. Come on, there we go. One of you is longfin, one of you is regular. All right. Can't believe how many. You don't realize how fast they multiply on you until you've been taking and taking and taking out of here and you still got a ton. I love just grabbing the log and just dumping the Plecos in there for that. Then I can just sort through them and get the ones I want for the bag out. Ooh, boy. Look at that one. That is a pretty long fin. I'm not taking her with me right now, but look at how big she is already. Big, flowy, beautiful fins. And there is one of the regulars right there. That's probably one of the ones I'll keep, like I said, because we've never had them. Just to say I have one. Now the next time for the swap, I'm going to be taking all the wood out of here. And I'm probably going to, with the exception of the itty bitty babies, I'm probably going to clean every one of these Plecos out, give this tank a good cleaning, and then get ready for the next batch of grow outs. So one thing I've noticed though, these bigger ones are big because they know how to evade the net. They are smart. All right, 8 of them. I'd like to get some more of these bigger ones off the back here. Be nice to get some more super reds growing out in here because that is one that I am getting low on is our actual super reds. I'll have plenty for the next swap, but after that, we will need some more. Need one more in here for the regular, and I think I'll get the next batch from the next room over. Not seeing too many. There's one. I'd already taken I think 50 of them to them about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. That day I took them a bunch of big ones too. Okay, so there is a medium-sized bag for them with them. I think the last batch we will take from that 55 gallon in the other room. And I'll take you guys in there when I'm doing it. All right. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, sir. Yeah, the average Bristlenose can make it up to 10 to 20 years. I've heard of some people even having them for 25 years. That's almost any of your catfish species, though. The common Pleco's a 30-year fish. Almost any of your catfish type fish can get a lot of years out of them. Hoping I have 10 Bristlenose in that 55, though. I just don't know how many I have in there. I'm praying I got enough to fill a bag. I don't like mixing the water between them. I like the fish to come out of the same water I'm getting them out of, because they're going to be switching water again when they get over there. So I don't like to... I don't know, though. I almost would like to get all the regular albinos out of this tank. I just about got them, it looks like. What the hell? Yeah, I just can't get over. I know I've got a bunch of Super Reds in the grow out tank that I haven't pulled yet either, that are big enough for sale, so I'll probably grab some of those for the swap and then clean out all the Super Reds out of this tank. And then once I get back from the swap, that's when I'll probably transfer everything over to different tanks, get some more growing out of here. I mean, we've got no less than 400 probably upstairs in the 55 for the long fins. And then I probably got 200 Super Reds that were just born. So we have plenty of fish. I just got to get them switched about in the fish room. Okay, guys, I think what we'll do is we'll go in the other room. Take this in the bag. We'll go in there and catch some of those babies. They're not, most of them aren't even babies anymore. They're good sized Plecos. All right, got that. Where's my net? And my little scooper. There we go. I'll take you all with me. Wow. Now this is going to be fun because I can actually sit on my ass and do this one. So I like that idea. Now where to put you all so you can see me. There you go. Perfect. So first we'll get our water in here, and then we're going to see if I'm thinking I got at least 10 in here. This was actually an experiment tank I did. I'd had a few of my friends wondering if you could get Bristlenose to breed in cold water conditions, which I have done. There's no heater, there's nothing in this tank to keep them warm. And they've actually bred several times in here. Alright, and they're going to be happy with this batch because these are a lot bigger. Holy gosh. Well, guys, I guess my question, this was just one rock. I think I got more than 10 in here. What do you think? And there's still a bunch in there. Look at them all hanging out in that net. So I think we're good. That was just one rock. Count how many I got here. 1. Ouch. Well, I'm halfway home, I think. I think there's 5. These are good size. Oh, good size ones. Actually, there's 6 total in here. Let go of the net, goofball. So first rock, 6 fish, that's a good start. Make sure that's 6. Oh, I couldn't find the last one. There he is. There, now I know there's 6. Six. All right. Now get another rock and a piece of wood. The key is to move slowly with it, then dump. And pray you don't get this happening. Then I have to do surgery on the wood and dig them out of there. Thinking that's 10. Yep. All right. So I still did not empty this tank, unfortunately. So it looks like I still got about 15 or so in there. But I still replace all their good little rock and stuff so they feel happy and comfort. So there we go. Now we officially got all that done. So it's one less thing I'll have to worry about. And it's just load up the truck and away I will go. So we'll get these guys aired up and ready to go. Butt cam, huh? I made sure my crack was covered, or did you guys get a cracking spotting down there? I thought I was covering it up. The Kraken does occasionally come out. All right. What's going on, Jake? Or is it Katie? You missed the Kraken, so I must have showed some Kraken. All right. Good to know. Wow, guys, where is the time? We only got about 10 minutes left already. It seems like we just started. So I'm going to go do that today, get those dropped off, and then I'll probably come back. I've got to do my Plecos again today for water changes, and then I want to get my 135s in the garage really well dialed in. I'm going to be doing some transferring of fish out of those. I'm really considering my clown loaches. I would like to get up into one of those tanks. I was thinking about having them in this room, but I just don't know at this point. We're still kind of debating on what's the layout going to look like for everything, where we're going to put everything. But these two tanks here that I'm looking at right here will both go back into that room that her and I will be working on this week. That old rack room is going to be the new Pleco room. That's where we plan to house most of our Plecos. I wanted that to be closest to the water source and all that, because that is the room that we will have to spend the most time in. Because these darn Plecos, they're fun when you're breeding them, but the pain with them is, I mean, you have got to be changing their water. I mean, preferably at least 3 times a week. We do it twice a week. And I mean, we could stand to do it one more day again. It's about every other 2-3 days or so they need it. But we enjoy breeding the Plecos. They're fun. All right, guys, so you officially helped me get that job done. So if you're just joining me, the big announcement was DanikenAquatics.com is up and operational now. We will start taking orders here probably next month. I want to make sure we get through the bulk of the winter. Unless you're doing overnight. Overnight I probably will still do, because the way I pack, I know they'll make it, and I heat pack them for an overnight visit. I think we'll be fine. I just don't like sending Plecos and stuff 3-day mail in this. I just don't think you're asking for a successful ship. But we are looking forward to the website up and operational. I've been talking about it now since the day I became a YouTuber, and Danny and I are finally starting to get stuff handled. And I have to give a shout out to Larry Deaton. That's my father-in-law. He's the one that's been doing a lot of the legwork for us. He's the one that's been spending the hours on the phone with all these different companies, making sure we're getting the best product for the best price. So we will have shipping available. You'll be able to pay for your fish right there on the site. So no more having to do all the special arrangements like PayPal me the money, then I'll ship them to you. So I'm actually looking forward to that. It'll be a way for everybody from now on, if they ask where you can buy our fish, I can say DanikenAquatics.com, which is kind of kind of a neat deal. I'm enjoying that part. So be looking for that here pretty soon, guys. It is up if you want to get a kind of a feel for what it's looking like. We got our main page up, and we do have where you can walk around and see what we will have available. But keep in mind, it's still under construction. So I just wanted to go live, so at least you all. Plus, I'm paying for it now, so it makes no sense. It's sitting there idled with no way to use it. So I at least wanted you all to see that it is coming. Should be completely operational with product on the site by February 1st. And then we'll be adding products to it as we get things done. We are always going to have Daniken Caves on there. There will be Daniken t-shirts. And then, of course, all the livestock and plants that we'll have available will be on there as well. So it's getting exciting. They have that done. We've been talking about that for way, way too long. I kind of wish we would have done it sooner, so we would have sold some of those live bears instead of what we did with them. I donated a good portion of those to a very good guppy person, and Susan Moore Guppies is who got all of our lines. And the reason she got them is the fact that Sue has always been a great deal of help to Danny and I. We put her right up there with Shanna from 503 Aquatics. Anytime we've ever needed help, Sue has always been here for us. And there's some other guys like Ian and Kat and a couple others, but like I said, they're just my go-to folk. They're always there for me, local here when I need help. And I know that if I ever need anything, I can pick up the phone and Sue would be here. So that is why I hooked her up. And the fact that she is a guppy expert, and I know my fish will be not mistreated. So that is, if you guys were interested in any of our stacked Ginga Ruba or El Tigre Endlers, that's who has them. And then she also has my Schubels and my Dumbo Red Mosaic Guppies, which those were Chin Lee or some guy by the last name of Lee. Danny's more into the guppies, but those were a really, really good line of Dumbo Red Mosaics. So she has those as well. And then she has my Platinum line and my Dumbo Panda Guppy line. So there. And she's got the colony of giant green swords, and we really didn't market those. It was a new project that we were taking on, and we decided to end the project before we even got started with it, because we, again, our from here forward, what we're going to be known for as far as selling is going to be Plecos. That's the whole we are down and we're going full steam. And then also 5 lines of shrimp I will have available. We will have green jades, we will have blue diamonds, we will have blue dreams, we will also have Bloody Marys, and a very, very good line of cherry shrimp. So we are still going to continue with those. And then also something new to Daniken, we will be getting heavy into plants for you as well if you need aquarium plants. So we will have them. The difference between us and a lot of other retailers out there that's going to make us different is Danny and I are not just going to bring wholesale plants in and turn around and sell them to you. What we will do is we will get our plants from the wholesaler, and then what Danny and I were going to do similar to like folks do with fish. And what we're going to do is set up a quarantine tank, and we are actually going to take all these plants and we're going to get them converted for you, so that way when you all get the plant from us, you don't have the issue with it dying back and then you have to wait for your plant to come back in order to enjoy it. So when you get a plant from the Danikins, it will already have been converted, so you can rest assured that the plant you're buying from us will be a good quality plant. Okay? So that's the other thing we will be doing. And then there's other little tidbits and tabbits. We constantly have fish breeding in this house. So as we have some of those breeding, there's always going to be banded gudgeons. There's going to be different assorted types of tetras going to end up coming available, different types of cory cats. And those will all be just incidental breedings that we have happen throughout the fish house just out of the way we keep fish. They tend to like our tanks, so they breed. So there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff on there. We're really excited about it. And we will down the road, what we want, the reason we stopped streaming is Danny and I, every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, we are doing something with this fish house. So the stream, believe it or not, was getting in the way of our production. And since we stopped streaming, we've gotten a lot done. Now, our intentions down the road will be to probably have a monthly stream to start, and then once things are on autopilot around here, we will go back to our 6 o'clock time on Sunday nights once we have this place where we want it. Plus, with my work and her work schedule, it's been a little bit much. Plus, Danny's cancer has taken effect on her at this point. She doesn't have the energy she once had, which we've been expecting this. They told us that that was one of the side effects that would start happening. And there are days where literally she gets up, she walks around for 20 minutes, and that's it. She's done for the day. So that is why we're doing what we're doing. Anyway, guys, I should get off of here. It's been over an hour. I do know there's other folks that stream on Saturdays. I want to let you all know we're still here. We got a lot of cool things happening, so be looking for the new Daniken stuff as it happens. I am trying really, really hard to get you at least one full-length video a week, and I'm going to start trying to make sure I do 2 to 3 shorts a day, so be looking for that. We love you. As always, love your fish, guys. We appreciate all of you, and we will see you the next time. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace. Later, guys.